Was kind enough to join Team 2K TV to hopefully help us get that W.
A true point guard? Let's see it.
Yeah, now let's welcome to NBA 2K TV. We are so excited to have you on the show today. We're here in Sacramento at your home.
This is, it feels like a dream. I mean, as a kid playing 2K growing up, and now this is just crazy.
I know you really work.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. So glad you could join us on this Saturday night. And the starting lineup for the Timberwolves. Edwards on the wing. He's joined by McDaniels. Naz Reid out there with Randall. And it's Conley in at the point. And for New Orleans, the wingman, McCollum, along with Ingram. Then it's MP. Then there's Williamson. And it's Messi in at center. Looking back at last year's West semifinal in the NBA Cup, the Lakers hammered the Pelicans 133-89.
Yeah, LA had a giant third quarter, outscoring New Orleans 43-17. Of course, 2 days later, the Lakers winning the first ever NBA Cup tournament.
And here's MP for three. Drills it from outside.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from three. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
A shot by McDaniels, no good. New Orleans gone 1-2 from long range in the first quarter. And finished off by Williamson.
What a dunk artist this guy is. Whenever Williamson takes flight, you're just expecting to see something special.
And that last look brought to you by the AT&T 5G Slam Cam.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
MP, no good. Poked away and stolen by MP. And he's good on the three ball. MP's got a pair of threes now in the first quarter for the Pelicans. For Minnesota, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Here's Conley. Messi grabs the rebound.
Now, the defense was far from awful. However, he's still got to make these shots, in my opinion.
When Naz Reid is out there, Clark, spacing the floor is a real asset for him.
For sure, and, you know, he really puts a lot of pressure on the defense because he can score from anywhere on the floor, and he's got great size and strength. And he does the little things, too. I mean, if you look at his points and rebounds, this guy gets deflections, he goes after loose balls, he gets you extra possessions on the glass, he steps in and takes charge. I mean, he does all the little and big things.
There's always a surprise, isn't there, Clark, in the offseason? Let's go back to 2022. That offseason, the Timberwolves going all in on Rudy Gobert.
Basically, Kevin, they traded 5 firsts plus a bunch of good players for Gobert. It was derided at the time, and I can understand why, but Rudy's defense has taken them to another level, and he's actually been a little better offensively than people thought he would be.
Yeah, this looks like a pregame shoot-around with all the threes they're allowed.
And a little over 2.5 minutes. Gone here in the first. Here's Edwards. And it's Williamson with the rebound. On offense here are the Pelicans. Stringing it together. They've got an 11-2 run going. A nice shot by MP.
He's found his rhythm from deep, and you can see the confidence.
Yeah, I'd be confident too. As a matter of fact, I mean, if you're stacking up threes the way he is, I mean, he's doing all his work from behind the arc.
So the Timberwolves called their first timeout and going against New Orleans, their first meeting of the year.
And on paper, you call them the better team, but they actually lost the season series against this group a year ago.
Yeah, it was a surprising outcome for me and you. But hey, sometimes matchups can play out a certain way. We'll see how they do tonight.
Minnesota making some changes. Joe Ingles is checked in for Reed. Dante DiVincenzo comes in for McDaniels. And Dillingham subbed in for Mike Conley. Randall is doubled. DiVincenzo, the bounce pass. Dillingham, no good.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Fires for three. It's in from long range. One more from MP. MP's got 15.
That's a dozen straight points coming off the triple.
You know, they're having free reign from beyond the arc. The defense is just not there.
The wide open look here for Ingles. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Nothing like answering back. One team gets three, you fire three of your own. Boom.
And how about the last 5 made shots have all been threes? The defense is just giving up a barrage.
Both teams get the message to cover shooters after 1 or 2 wide open looks at the three-point shot, but it seems like they have just not figured it out.
Herbert Jones, he's checked in for Ingram. The Timberwolves also with the sub. Alexander Walker, he's checked in for Edwards. Timberwolves trail by 13. Knocked away. Inside, Randall. No good with the layup. And here are the Pelicans. They're on a 20-5 run here. A three from MP. Got it. Number 7 on the night. 7 for 11 from the floor.
Man, the triples keep falling, guys. That's 3 in a row.
I think they're playing too soft on the perimeter. They can't stay so soft. They've got to get up into the shooters here.
And the Pelicans making a change here.
Substitution on the court.
And so in the game for the Timberwolves, the forwards are Edwards and McDaniel. Conley out there with Dante DiVincenzo. And it's Reed in at the center, filling out the middle.
One of the league's more reliable three-point shooters. Conley didn't always have that in his game, but he's lethal now.
And the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Kevin, thank you very much. The Timberwolves have become a rough and rugged team. Swingman Jaden McDaniels said, "We don't let nobody push us around. We're always being physical defensively. I feel like we're a tough team, super tough. And Kevin, they certainly have the size to hold their own."
Always being physical. But, David, that's their identity. And we thank you for the report. And that one's good. MP.
He started out hot from distance, and that has continued.
Outside Conley. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Pelicans leading by 13. Williamson finds MP. Fires from deep. And rebounded by McDaniels. The Timberwolves have gone 4 of 8 so far here in the second quarter. Edwards passes to Conley. And it's out of bounds to the Pelicans. Clark, if you had one word to describe Mike Conley, what would it be?
Reliable, steadfast, dependable. And I know that's 3, but I wanted to give you 3 different words I could use to describe him. Only 2 seasons in his whole career has he not played at least 50 games. That speaks to durability and professionalism.
Pass to McDaniels. And he gets it to go. McDaniel's got his first basket.
And their shots are falling now with more regularity than we saw at first.
Well, it was a slow start, but they've gone from simmer to medium heat, and they're bordering on hot to close this gap.
McCollum, no good. Timberwolves trail by 14. To the inside. Here's Reed. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
MP's shot is good.
As hot as he's been this quarter, the game plan is simple, folks. Get him the ball and get out of the way.
Here's McCollum. And McCollum with the slam.
And how about the vertical McCollum has? He may have even surprised himself there.
And the Timberwolves call timing. MP's really making a difference here.
You can't miss from deep. The defense has to regroup here, and I think they got to change things up because he's locked in from behind the arc.
Both teams will make substitutions. 107 left to play here in the half. The pass to Ingles from the arc. Another miss by Minnesota. And here are the Pelicans. They're on a 14-4 run right now. MP looking it over. Gets the three-pointer to fall. MP's got 36.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
It's hard for me to watch this. I mean, the defense practically giving them those shots.
Here's Dillingham. Covered by MP. Passes it to Randall. And stolen by MP. Lets it go from deep. And another 3 for New Orleans.
Well, he's demanding the ball. He wants it, and he's coming through. I mean, you can see why his teammates trust him down the stretch, guys.
And it's Alexander Walker in the corner. Another miss by Minnesota.
Boy, you can just see the frustration growing on their faces. Nothing going their way.
You know, guys, no denying it's been a rough patch here. I think they've got to run whatever is best in their playbook to get a good shot.
And so it's the New Orleans Pelicans riding high with a 23-point lead heading into the break. From the field, they have been outstanding, amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. You look at MP in this game, guys, he has been everywhere.
Yeah, he's just been raining down on them from deep here. Talk about dialed in.
Well, you know, the stroke looks fantastic. Even when he's had a hand in his face, it hasn't affected him at all.
Up and forward, Ingram and Williamson. Cohen is out there with MP. And it's Messi in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. So that's the group out there for New Orleans. A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. David.
Well, MP in the last matchup against the Suns was a driven man. He finished with 57 points, and he reached that total with some superb shooting from deep. The level he played at in that one was incredible. He always wants to play his best against their rivals, and to say the least, mission accomplished. Guys?
David, in stretches, he was absolutely dominant. Greg, he'd love to match that performance tonight.
This team needs his contribution. When he's right, he makes winning plays time and time again.
For sure. And draws so much defensive attention that it opens up opportunities for others.
And now we're being joined by our 2K insider, Shams Charania, who's calling in with a good story. Shams, what do you have?
Well, guys, teams are all grappling with this new CBA, especially the dreaded second apron. Fans possibly unclear on what it means. Honestly, even front offices are still navigating the complexities of the new restrictions. But basically, it has become harder for teams to spend big.
Xander Walker, he's checked in for Minnesota. Dillingham comes in for Edwards. A three from MP, and the three ball is good. MP's got 42 in the game.
Well, he's filling it up right now, getting the shots he wants and delivering in a big way.
Pass to Dillingham. Reed gets the bucket. Reed's got 5 points now this quarter.
I tell you, I love the effort from the defense there, but inside, Reed just had the strength to overpower him.
To the middle, and Williamson throws it down.
And for a power forward, he can sure get up. I mean, because of that leaping ability, it kind of offsets his height disadvantage.
And stolen by MP. Shot and game clock separated by 5.
Murray, give him that type of opportunity, you're asking for trouble. He is a strong finisher.
Nabbing another steal. And that's his 6th steal of the night.
Imposing his will at the defensive end. That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Well, turning defense to offense, we talk about it all the time. Try to hit your opponent at the other end before they can set up the defense.
8 seconds left to play in the third. Here's Conley. Got it. Good job in the low post. Conley's got 11. And so it's the New Orleans Pelicans rolling along with a 27-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. And they've created a bunch of turnovers with that terrific D. Don't go any.
47.
And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
For me, next to the big-time alley-oops and monster throwdowns, passes like that are probably the next best thing when it comes to sweet-looking NBA highlights.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. And a look at the 5 for the Timberwolves to start the fourth. Miller is out there with Joe Ingles. Then it's Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Then it's Dillingham. And it's Garza in at the 5.
Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
That is the perfect fast break, guys. Getting a hoop before the defense can get set.
Alexander-Walker finds Miller. Clark, some people have claimed there is too much talent now in this NBA and not enough teams.
Interesting point. I don't know if I fully agree with it. Clearly, talent has always been the driver in the league. I think because the league is generally younger, the talent is not as refined, so therefore you have a little disjointedness with teams. But the blend of talent into teamwork is still what the best teams do at a high level.
Greg, talk about a guy who can create for himself. Dillingham can already score on elite defenders.
Yeah, and Kevin, a lot of that is his footwork. You can see the hours he's put into it. And then add in the body control and quickness. Good luck slowing this young man down.
And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for New Orleans.
You want to see what the difference is? Look at their points off turnovers. They've punished mistakes all game long.
And another thing, guys, they've dominated on fast breaks tonight, outrunning their opponent.
He's checked in for the Pelicans. Some changes for Minnesota. 1:33 left in the fourth quarter. Austin the pass to MP. Some nice passing here by New Orleans. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. Minnesota making some changes. Joe Ingles comes in for McDaniels. And Nickeil Alexander-Walker in for Edwards.
Really hard to think of things they didn't do well in this one. Certainly a dominant night on offense for the Pelicans.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And so looking at their number, this will be win number 22 on the year.
And you always hope to take charge of the season series by winning that first game. This will put them up 1-0. 3 games left still to play this year against Minnesota.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for MP.
You have to focus on the steals he came up with. They were huge factors in the end result.
Reed gets the bucket.
Off-ball preparation paying off for Reed. He was just waiting for that pass.
MP against Conley. A 3 from MP. And no good that time. Randall passes to Conley. Back to Randall. That's in there. Conley with the assist.
Boy, he's a wrecking ball on offense. Randall, so good at finishing inside.
MP outside. Drops in the tray. MP's got 48.
They made the most of their opportunities, looking comfortable and locked in throughout the night.
Boy, they've given their fans plenty to cheer about, that's for sure. Effort, skill, coaching, you name it, they've done it.
So we see New Orleans taking the W here. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense. Potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony.
Too many times I told these, stop playing with me, go play with your kids.